6 years old, and my mother had tucked me in to bed, kissed me goodnight, and I remember hearing a noise in the middle of the night, which was the door being broken in, and my mother screamed, "Who are you and what do you want?" And then she just screamed, and that was the last time I heard her. My mother, Rhonda Furmanek, was brutally murdered by her husband. He had planned the murder from his jail cell. He had his girlfriend and one of his best friends do it. On October 23rd, 1994, he broke into our home and he beat and raped my mother and strangled her, broke her jaw. He tried to kill her that night. He went to jail for that act. My grandmother was told that Ed was released from prison, and my grandma was like, "What? Like how did he get let go?" And then it was, "No, we checked, he's still in jail." It didn't take long for them to make an arrest. People may look at me and not classify me as the victim of a crime because it didn't happen to me, but it did happen to me. My mother was taken away from me. I grew up in a household where I saw my stepfather beat my mother. It has an impact. You can either take that and what happened to you, and you can use it as a crutch, and you can dwell on it, and you can make excuses for your life not going the way you want it to, or you can take something negative that happened to you and you can put it towards doing something positive. I went to Washington and Jefferson College and graduated in 2010 with a psychology degree. Then I went to Widener University School of Law in Harrisburg and got my law degree in May of 2013, and I was just admitted to the Pennsylvania bar in October. And now I'm starting the next chapter of my life and starting to actually practice. Just the overwhelming support that I've received from complete strangers. I mean, my grandmother, she puts memoriams in the Observer Reporter probably 8 times a year, and people look for them, and you just walk up and you're out in Walmart and someone says, "Oh, are you Rhonda Furmanek's daughter?" And it's just an amazing feeling. District Attorney's Office, they've always been there for me. I can go to them, with anything. They've always been a great support for me. Domestic violence today, people still don't like to talk about it, and in 1994 it was like, well, that goes on behind closed doors, and I don't, that's no one else's business. But I mean, it's a big issue. If you remain silent about these type of issues, all it does is it hides it, and it makes things worse. And people who are in these situations, they don't feel like they have anyone to turn to, and that they just have to stay, and that obviously it's their fault, and it's not. I can't stress that enough, that it's not. And I've talked to, numerous women who have been in this situation, and they say, well, I don't think my case is as bad as your mom's was. And I say to them, but it didn't start out like this. It starts out many different ways. And until people are educated about it and they feel comfortable talking about it, then nothing's going to change. They are so relieved to have someone to talk to finally realize, that I've got something that's going on at home that's, causing me a tremendous amount of pain. It's taking one person to put them down and to make them feel like they are nothing. And all it could take is one person to lift them up and feel like they don't have to put up with that anymore. The Domestic Violence Services of Southwestern Pennsylvania, they are amazing. When I was at W&J, I did their 40-hour training, and I realized that not everyone has time for that, but they are more than willing to give you information on different signs to see. So don't be afraid to, say something to someone, because the moment, you let some woman with bruises walk past you, you might see her name in the newspaper the next day.